you can see the criteria, how I break down whether I'll let somebody in the house or not. So this isn't just random, right? This isn't just random stuff. We talk about, would you let them in your house? Come on, update for me here. All right, well, I'm gonna have to get back to that. I don't know why it's not updating right now, but would you let them in your house? So the first one I'm coming to right now is Aemon Targaryen, right? So the scenario is like we've always been doing it. You're sitting at the crib. Aemon Targaryen shows up at your house, knocks on the door. You got to make a decision right now on whether you open the door or not, whether you let him in, right? Now, the first impression of him is obviously danger. Like he's already in the negative right now. Like if I'm looking at him, like yeah, like he doesn't look stable to me. Like it's the eye. It does a lot, right? Like he obviously carries himself like Warrior Prince, but man, like nah, he's got the feel of someone who's I don't know if I'd say he's mastered himself, man. This guy seems like he's completely out of control. Like my first impression of him is I don't trust you. Like this is where I'm leading with, right? This is where I'm coming with when I see you. Like the eye, like the super kind of intense look. It's just something about this cat, man. To me, it's just very unsettling. Right? I'm just gonna be honest with you guys here. I hope this guy, the actor, doesn't hear this, but like it's something about you as an actor, or you're playing this role, makes me not want to let your character in the house. Like right off the bat, I didn't even have to think too long about it. Like I really didn't have to think long and hard about it, right? If you show up at my doorstep, if Aemon Targaryen shows up at my doorstep, you're not getting in the house, right? That's just what it is. Like just right off the bat, based on my first impression of your character, right? So then the next step, I gotta really kind of weigh out before I make my decision on whether he gets in or not. My first step is I really got to look at like how powerful you are. What am I dealing with here? And the power level is just insane. This is a really ridiculous level of power that he has, being that he's got royal authority, right? He has elite like royal authority where he could have you arrested. They can have courts rigged against you. They can do all kinds of stuff to you in that regard. Like he's got ultimate authority, like basically kind of control, punking everybody into let him have control of the throne. So like true royal authority. He's got elite combat skills. Like this guy has been training like a madman ever since he was a little kid. Like he's been ready for this the entire time. So if I combine this royal authority, now I got like elite combat skills. He's a very competent military leader. He's a highly intelligent person, right? Like he is actually, no matter what I think of him, I have to say he's a highly intelligent person. He's politically aware, so he really can read the tea leaves on the politics. And he's got one of the largest dragons in the entire history of Westeros, right? So he's got a lot going for him, and I gotta weigh all this. We gotta weigh all this out. Like Vagar alone changes any equation on him. Like Vagar puts him in a whole different strategy, right? Like he's not just coming to your house as just hey, I'm just Aegon. What's good? This is like one of the most powerful war machines, like a natural flying disaster parked outside the crib. So if it goes bad, there's absolutely no way to stop him. Like so that I gotta anticipate that while I'm sitting here kind of politicking with Aemon. So then I move on to character. Like let's talk about his character, right? Which from what I can tell is terrible. Like, right, that he's a complicated I don't even think he's a complicated person. Like some people would say, right, he's kind of, courageous, he's determined, he's loyal to his family, he's highly disciplined. Like you're not disciplined, you're not loyal to your family because of what you did to your brother. That's not loyalty to the family. Like you're constantly intimidating your mother. Like I actually kind of think you're on the borderline of like you have this obsessive control, but I don't think it's true control. I don't think it's measured. I think it's like you're being pushed by some weird desires that you have. Like he's a very off-putting kind of person. That's actually what he is, man. Like Aiden's very off-putting. He's like very prideful, he's very vengeful, he's obsessive, he's capable of extreme escalation. His entire personality is built around like his wounds or his enemies. Like he's hardcore about that stuff, man. Like he remembers everything. Like the injury that took his eye away, he never would forget that. Being mocked as a child, he never forgot that. like all that stuff is just boiling, feeling like he was overlooked, the second son, all that stuff, man. All that stuff. Like he doesn't like the prince role of lack of responsibility. He wants to be important, and that's the he never forgives any of the stuff. He never forgets it. Like if you got a beef with him, like right off the bat, it's for life, man. This is on site forever. He never loses his beef. He never drops that beef. It never happens, right? So then the next question is like, what's his motivation? Like he shows up at my house, and I'm like, what do you want? Is he there because he respects me? Then everything's probably good. If he's there because he thinks I've insulted him in some kind of way, it's a problem. It's a problem, right? Like he often seeks out respectful relationships, validation, and revenge. Like the revenge part is the issue. So he can spend years carrying a grudge. So that's the part. Like his motivations to me are always going to be suspect, right? The moment I see you, I'm already worried about what goes down. Now, the best case scenario is it can go, right? It can go. He actually likes me, right? Like he comes to the door and we start talking, we chopping it up, and he's like, okay, I'm cool with you. I got respect for you. It's one of the safest places. Like nobody's gonna want any problem with me. He might even become a very valuable ally. He respects strength and competence, right? So if he likes me, this is a good scenario, right? But this is the problem because we don't know how it goes. And this is like, what's the worst case scenario? Well, if it's the worst case scenario, then this is just driving off a cliff, man. If he decides you're an enemy, if he decides I'm an enemy, right? He gets there and I'm an enemy, man. He doesn't simply move on. Like he doesn't simply block your number, right? That's not what's gonna happen with him. Revenge. He's not gonna talk it out. He's actually gonna escalate it, right? So that's where he's gonna be at. He's gonna go to massive escalation as soon as anything pops off. Like he's gonna like look, and when you got Rhaegar, when you can go and get on Rhaegar and do what you got to do right then, it's a whole different scenario. It's a no whole different scenario. He does not have like I'm just gonna let you be. So the worst case scenario is that the entire block is collateral damage. Like the entire block, all my neighbors get scorched, right? Because of this. If I make a mistake with Aemon, right? So like he's intelligent, he's brave, he's disciplined, like he's got skill, massive power, deep resentment, pride. Like you got all these things going. Ultimately, at the end of the day, would I let him in my house? The answer is no. Like I'm not letting him in my house, right? Like if we're already friends, we're already cool. Sure, I'll let you in, just see what's up. But like on a humbug, like just testing the waters, I gotta hope that you come to my house and you don't catch me, and then it's just done, right? And you never come back because I'm definitely not gonna go and try to find you. So if it's Eamon, I have to say, like, if you show up at the spot, right, he's looking for any kind of interaction with me, I have to say no. Like I'm definitely doing a hard push off on Eamon for any reason that he would show up at the house. I'm not entertaining that at all, right? Like that's it, right? There's no way. The risk is just too high with this guy, and he's already shown me enough, right? Now, Allison Hightower, like, okay, so the same scenario, but it's Allison Hightower who shows up at the house, right? Like, absolutely, 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 Allison Hightower is getting in, right? Allison Hightower is absolutely going to get in. Like, off of first impressions, right? Come on, man, it's Allison Hightower. Like, you already know what it is. You guys already know what it is. She's going to come with a nice green dress. She's polite. She's well spoken. She's not, she's easy on the eyes. Like, she's got the full package right here. She's respectful. She appears to be trustworthy, although this bitch ain't trustworthy, right? So she looks like someone who would invite you down for a nice meal. Like she seems like all the mannerisms are there. This is like the ultimate lady. This to me it is like she's very much just a lady like, right? She's perfectly reasonable. Like when you talk to her, she doesn't lose her temper too much. Like she doesn't yell and demean people. So like on her initial impression, she makes a strong, good impression. I like her, right? Now, this is where like her grasp of power, and she's always been around power her entire life, and she's conscious of that. Remember, her father was a hand, so she's very conscious of that. So she doesn't move with physical power, like she's not a warrior. She doesn't ride a big dragon, doesn't even ride a dragon, but she influences kings, princes, nobles, and armies. So she has a lot of influence on your life. She says most of the time operating through relationships, alliances, and influence. So she wields a different kind of power. Whereas her son, man, he might come and burn your house down. She can convince the neighbors to stop messing with you. Like she can get you shunned from society, like actively. She's capable of doing that. Now, if I have to judge her, like, she's wielding a lot of power here. If I have to judge her on her character, right? Okay. It's a little bit complicated because she's massively dutiful. She's very loyal to her family, which if you're in conflict with the family, like, that's how it's going to go. She's very resilient. She's patient. She has great self-control, but she carries a lot of resentment, man. She doesn't let stuff go either, right? She's very judgmental. She has a lot, feel like she's scary as hell, right? That's her in a nutshell. And she's very passive aggressive. So one of her greatest flaws is she always kind of believes that she's morally better than everyone else. Like she looks at the entire scene and believes that morally she's the righteous one. So she has the ability to convince herself, like, especially in the face of what the Targaryens were known for, they're a little bit wild. She has the ability to believe that she's a necessity and she is like the ultimate source of righteousness. So she can do anything. Like once you kind of get into that territory, like you're capable of doing anything. And so she does have the capacity, right? She absolutely does. So this makes her very dangerous. So I have to consider her character, which is not necessarily a plus side for her. Now, her motives, why is she at my house? This matters a lot because she could want some friendship, she could want advice, she could want support. And in that case, I'm fine. But if she believes she's here because she has to protect her family from me, it's a problem, right? I got to think about that. That makes it a whole lot murkier. She's typically acting from all those things: duty, fear for her children, preservation of status. That's all stuff she's moving from, like religious conviction, which makes it really, really scary for me, right? Absolutely. So unlike Aemon, who's often motivated by revenge, she's motivated by fear, like a fear of like, oh no, we can't allow this type of behavior. Like that's kind of how she is. So even on her motives, like it's going to be very, very, very cautious moving on my part, like to make sure that her motives aren't completely jacked up, right? And I got to be careful. It could go either way, man. And she's a little duplicitous, which is why you have to watch her like a hawk. Now, like weighing out the best case scenarios, like we become friends. Maybe even we start dating. I'm not gonna rule it out, right? Because she's loyal, she's reliable, she's relatively organized, and she's protective of her people. She's gonna remember my birthday, right? She's gonna bring me food when I'm sick. She's thoughtful like that. She's probably helps manage the chaos. She's a person who keeps her household functioning. So she's necessary in a lot of ways. She's someone you like who's kind of a rock, although she's like a kind of a soft rock, like a fragile rock, though, right? But the worst case scenario is if she sees you as a threat to like her children, her son, then you got all kinds of problems, right? She will bring it, right? If it's anything that threatens her values, she's not very tolerant. We can kind of see that of her. And she'll do whatever, man. Like the final verdict on her is, she's very dangerous. I have to be conscious of that. But she could, like at her core, I don't think there's anything like fundamentally like wrong with her in the noodle that really makes her stand out. So I think I could deal with her. Like my final verdict, it's like obviously you're safer than Aemon, not because you're a better person, but you are kind of a better person than him. I think she is. I don't think she's got a lot of like trauma that she's carrying, right? She's kind of a person who sometimes I think is a little overwhelmed, like above her pay grade, and the decisions that she has to make. But she's done the best. I don't agree with her at all. I think what she did to Rhaenyra which is her like being loyal to her family. She's a Hightower. So she did what exactly what they do. So yeah, I let her in. I offer her some tea. We kick back. I let her explain to me what she's got going on. I may not necessarily agree and go down with her, but I think it's going to be an all right scenario. And who knows? We might hit on a common thread, and then all of a sudden, me and her are like buddies, right? So yeah, with Allison, I definitely got to check her out and see what she's all about before I make any decisions about her. It could work out all right for me.